Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impression foundation video, hence why I have a naked bare face today. The foundation that I'm testing out is this one here, the Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation. I have been dying to try this. I've had it sitting in my makeup collection for probably about 2 weeks, just itching to try it, but haven't had the time to film first impressions because I've been up to my eyeballs. Anyway, this is the foundation. I mean, you're not interested in looking at a box. This is what the foundation looks like. It comes in this gorgeous packaging. I've seen this before, obviously, because I've seen tons of reviews on it. I don't normally buy foundations unless I've seen 1 or 2 reviews in them before. I'm gonna go on my own personal experience with the foundation because that's what you guys are here to see my first impression for. The foundation shade that I got is number 44 Golden Medium, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this foundation before I try it on my skin. This foundation is $55. It's expensive. It's not a cheap lower end foundation, it's high end. It's a foundation that delivers instant full coverage in a dot, less foundation, more coverage. That will tell me before even trying it that this is full coverage. It gives the skin a flawless full coverage in an instant. This revolutionary formula offers twice as much pigment as the leading full coverage foundation. What the hell is the leading full coverage foundation? I'd like to know. It's oil free, it covers pores, blemishes and other imperfections. It lasts up to 24 hours. 24 hours, lads. 24 hours. I don't think I've ever worn a foundation in my life for 24 hours. I won't be putting that theory to the test. To offer your complexion a more radiant, real life glow. And it offers a smooth, soft, matte finish. And it has a 9 out of 10 rating on the Sephora website, which is pretty good. Okay, the Sephora website is basically telling me this is full coverage, oil free, it's suitable for most skin types. It didn't give a skin type on it. I'm presuming it's suitable for most people. Although if there's oil free in it, drier skin types will probably not be happy about that, but we'll see how we go. I'm hoping that this matches me. I have no fake tan on. I don't wear fake tan anymore, as you guys know. Story of my life, eczema, I just can't wear it. So this is my natural skin tone. It's always tricky when I'm buying online to find a foundation that matches me, but Sephora actually have some colour matching thing that I didn't realise that they had until after I hauled this product, and you guys were very helpful to let me know about that. I just kind of winged it. For those of you watching who've never seen my videos before, I am an oily combination girl. I'm very oily around the T-zone area. I'm relatively average on the cheeks. Come 4 or 5 hours though, I will start to get oily on my cheeks because I just have that oily type of complexion. I prime half of my face all the time to see does it work better with a primer or not. I'm going to prime this side. I find the primer doesn't do like a whole lot throughout the day, but I do find that it makes the foundation go on a bit better and sit nicer on my face, hence why I use a primer. So I'm gonna go with this. I've seen clips of this online, so I know what to expect. This is what it looks like. It is a dropper. So I don't know, how will I do this? Will I just drop it on top? Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna just apply a couple of dots. Probably I'm going a bit too hell for leather. If this is like full coverage, I don't wanna. But I suppose I'll just get rid of all the product that's on the kind of little stick thing. Not really sure if that's going to be hygienic. I'm going to blend it out. Oh, jeepers. Wow, a little bit of this goes a long way. Color is okay. Like it seems to be matching me. Obviously my face is all whiter than my body. I cannot believe how much product I actually put on my face versus how much is spreading out. I put 4 or 5 dots on this side of my face and it's all blended out. I am just in shock, to be honest. Okay, right off the bat I'm gonna say I had a tiny little dry patch here because I had a little spot that was there, and when it was clearing up there was like a little dry patch. It is clinging to that dry patch. Other than that, it looks pretty flawless. I'm gonna use the brush on this side. How little product is on my face and it's just blending out like a dream. I didn't prime this side, as you guys know, and I have little laughter lines there, those little lines, and I noticed that the foundation is seeping into them. I'm not overly happy about that because, you know, obviously what's it going to be like throughout the day when it's seeping in already? It's my only observation right now. I think for the first time in the history of first impressions, I'm not actually going to apply any more foundation. Usually I would apply a little bit more in certain areas. My initial thoughts on it is, wow, super full coverage. Second of all, it blends out really, really well. I didn't notice a huge difference difference between the beauty blender and the brush. The third observation that I will say is the tendency for this to cake up, I'd say, is just immense. I think if you put more or built more on top of it, it would just cake or bunch together. You would definitely need to be careful about how much you apply on the skin. This is extremely matte. I have not seen a foundation this matte in a long time. It's almost flat. It's so matte, like it's not giving any dimension to my skin. Maybe when I apply the rest of my products on my skin and I contour up my face, it might look a little bit better. I said I would show you the foundation up close so you can kind of just see the full coverageness of it and see that it is kind of sinking in a little bit. I don't know, maybe you can't see, maybe it's not evident, just into my little smile line it is sinking into it, whereas on the other side not so much, and I can almost see it sinking into my frown lines on my forehead. Other than that, I think it looks okay. It's just very, very matte. I'm not majorly blown away by this foundation initially. I do think it is nice on my skin, but I know in the next couple of hours when my natural oils start to come through, I won't be looking flat anymore. I'll be looking like a greasy mess. Well, we'll see, because this might hold back the oils. I'm gonna go now, apply the rest of my face. I'll come back and I'll talk to you a little bit more about how the products went on top of it. I'm sorry, I never even told you the time. Currently it is 12 minutes past 11, and yeah, so I probably started doing this tutorial at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock will be our starting point. I will see you shortly. Hi guys, so I'm back from my second update of the day. It is now 1 o'clock, so I've given this a good few hours. I've given it 2 hours to kind of settle onto my skin, and I've applied the rest of my makeup. Let's talk about what I think of it. I am loving the appearance of this on my skin. When I first applied it, I was like, ugh, it's a little bit too matte for me. It's black. You heard my complaints. But right now, looking at it, it is flawless. My skin hasn't a single blemish on it, not one. It looks amazing. All the products sat on top of it really, really well. I used the butter bronzer to contour today, and my contour went on so well, and there's no gaps or skipping. There's no wearing off at the top of my forehead, nothing like that. I just absolutely love the finish of this. This is one of my favorite foundations I think I've tried in a little while. I know the Clinique is a huge favorite of mine, but the Clinique is a little bit of a sheerer coverage than this one. I know I was giving out about it seeping into my laughter lines here. Once I applied my powder, it kind of went away, and the same with my forehead, it kind of went away, and you can see like it's covered that huge humongous horn I have coming out of my forehead. But still looks really pretty on my skin. This is not a natural foundation. In no way would you look at me and go, wow, that girl has awesome natural skin. Like, you can tell I'm wearing makeup. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup though. That's a really, really good thing about it. I don't feel like it's heavy or cakey on my skin. I feel like it's actually kind of lightweight. Like when I wear my Estee Lauder double wear, sometimes I can feel like I'm wearing makeup. You just feel like there's a lot on your skin. Whereas with this, I don't feel like that at all. And I will say, one thing about it is there's very little transfer from it. The way everything sat on top of it is what I loved about it the most. Like, everything blended out really nice onto my skin. My concealer went on really, really well. All my powders, my contour, my blusher, everything. It just all sat really nicely on top of the skin. I'm gonna come back in another 2 or 3 hours. That'll be at 6 hours on. That's kind of when I'm noticing a bit of breakdown. I'll probably see you in a few more hours. Talk to you then. Okay, I'm done with my filming for the day. This is the second last part of this video. The time is 1 minute to 3. So we're basically gonna say 3 o'clock. So this has been on, what, 4 hours? 4 and a bit hours. But I'm actually noticing that my skin is starting to look a little bit more radiant. I'd say my natural oils are starting to like fight their way through, but it's giving a bit of radiance to my skin. I'm still super impressed with this foundation. The pigmentation looks fabulous. It's not coming off anywhere. It's not patchy or anything like that. It's still covering up my spot on my forehead. It's still kind of maintaining a nice finish on the skin. There's no kind of unevenness or blotchiness or anything like that. My products on top of it look great, so my highlighter is still glowing. I was much happier like in the last update and now than I was initially trying it this morning, because I thought that it was kind of just really flat and dead looking on my skin, but I actually am loving it. It has a bit of radiance to it right now. I think it is an insanely gorgeous foundation. I don't want to call how much I like this foundation foundation right now because I still have a couple of hours to go. I'd like to come back around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight and see what it's looking like then. I still think it looks great on my skin. I'm really impressed with it. The only foundation that I know that performs just as well on my skin as this one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, so it is up there with that foundation. So yeah, I've nothing really major to say. There's no huge changes from the last time I updated you. Hopefully the next time I update you there won't be any crazy changes. I won't look like an old slick mess. I obviously won't know what it's going to do a couple of days down the line. You know, will it break me out, because it is intensely full coverage, and I know some full coverage foundations like the Kat Von D one, oh my god, hella, that broke me out so bad. I'm gonna update you in a few more hours, but I'll see you shortly. Okay guys, I'm back to do my final update of the night. It's currently 8:30. I have no idea where my phone is right now, so I just saw my iPad and sitting in front of me there. So let's see if I get the time of that. 8:30, which means that the foundation has been on since 11. So what's that, 9 hours? 9.5 hours, because I had it on since 11 this morning. Final update. I am super impressed with this foundation, and I don't mean that in a lighthearted way. I just think it is divine on my skin. I cannot believe I haven't touched up, I haven't blotted, I haven't applied any powder, and my skin is relatively matte. There isn't really that much oils coming through. Like, I mean, there's the natural oils on my chin and just in between my brows and just kind of a little bit on my cheeks. Normal for me, nothing too extreme, to be honest. For me, this is kind of what I would be looking for when I'm wearing a foundation. I want it to look like this after 9.5 hours of wear. I am so happy with it. There is no breakdown. I can see a little bit of seepage just going on in between my brows. It's not budging anywhere off my face. I'm not noticing it being any patchy or anything like that. On both sides of my face, so the primed and unprimed side, it's looking exactly the same. It's just seeped in a little bit more into, like I said earlier on, the lines around my mouth, and it's kind of creased a little bit underneath my eye, but that could be the concealer either. On my jawline, believe it or not, just a little bit on the primed side, there's a tiny bit of fading just here, but all in all, I am so impressed with this foundation. I mean, I keep finding these gems of foundations. I think bar one in the last couple of months has been amazing. I can't see myself going through this anytime soon. You saw how little I used this morning. I mean, I want to take my foundation off now because I usually don't wear my foundation for longer than 10 hours, but I definitely could get away with this for another 2-3 hours. I couldn't imagine it breaking down any more than it is now. I love it. Like, it looks sensational. It looks fantastic on my skin. You can see a little bit in between my brows where it is kind of gotten a bit oily, and on my chin, and just kind of a little bit here, it is kind of oily. Like, it's a little bit shinier than it was this morning, but other than that, there's nothing really to say. You can see where it's just worn off a little bit here. You can see my little spot is now peeking through, but other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I am so happy with this. I am gonna give this 2 big thumbs up from me. I am really happy. This gets about an 8 out of 10 for me. The only reason I'm gonna deduct 2 points is, number one, this morning when there was a bit of dry areas on my skin. I don't suffer from dry skin. It kind of clung to those areas, and I didn't like that. I just thought that was just unnecessary. It also seeps into any lines on your face, like my laughter lines, my frown lines in between my brows, so it does kind of seep into those areas. That was kind of a thing that I don't like about it. I noticed that that doesn't happen with very many foundations, but on the prime side, it kind of, you know, eliminated all of that, so primer definitely unnecessary with this. I think if you have drier skin, it's going to be a little bit too matte and flat on your skin, whereas my natural oils are kind of coming through now. I don't really have anything more to say about this foundation. Please let me know if you tried it out. What do you think of the Remarcable foundation from Marc Jacobs? Does it deserve the $55 price point? I will try and convert that into euro for you guys, because I don't believe you can buy this in Ireland yet, but I will let you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video. I love you guys. Mwah!